Vicki Marie. And good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. First of all, thank you to all of you who are already subscribed, who have liked my videos. Special thank you to my members. Why not consider becoming a member? Members, we have a live stream, exclusive live stream, every Tuesday and Thursday. Also, thank you to anybody who's bought me a Ko-fi, sent me a super chat, PayPal'd me, sent me an email, left me a nice message. All the nice things that people do to support my channel. Thank you so much. Now, for those of you who don't know, just because some of you may be coming to this channel for the first time, you may or may not know that in my real life, if you like, I mean, YouTube is my real life. Believe me, I put more hours into my YouTube channel than I do into my, how can I say it, proper job. So I am a Spanish teacher. I just want to tell you that. Just want to remind people I teach Spanish. I have 5 books to learn Spanish available on the internet. I'm going to show you those. I'm just trying to take this banner off the bottom. Hang on. Yeah. So just let me show you one little video of my Spanish books that are available to buy online. So if you want to learn Spanish and you want to learn Spanish through... Hola, soy Vicki. And are you wanting to learn Spanish? Have you been trying to learn Spanish and it's just you can't put the words together? Common thing that people say to me is, I know a lot of words, but I just can't put a sentence together. So I'm here to tell you how you can learn Spanish through English. Learn how to make sentences, not phrasebook Spanish. Learn how to ask questions, answer questions. Right from beginner or whatever level you are, if you're struggling in putting it all together, there'll be a level I can offer you a solution. So I've been teaching Spanish for over 20 years to English-speaking people. And these are the books that I have written. Break the Language Barrier Level 1 for beginners. Level 2 for intermediate or sort of pre-intermediate. Level 3 intermediate. Level 4 upper intermediate. And level 5 for advanced. There's really level 5 is... Okay, so I'm not going to play that whole video. I don't want to bore you. I know you'll be wanting to hear what's happened in the Sebastian Rogers case. Just every now and again, I just have to remind people. So all those books are available on Amazon. So if what you'd like to do is learn Spanish, then check them out on there. And if you're not sure what level you are, you can always email me. There's an email on there. And I can put you right as to which level you should start with if you're not a beginner. Okay, so here we go. We're talking about this young man up in the top right hand. Well, we're supposed to be talking about this young man up in the right hand corner on your screens. Sebastian Rogers, 15-year-old autistic, high functioning autistic teen, disappeared into thin air in February this year, 2024, and since then nothing, nada, zilch, only a couple of false sightings, nothing confirmed, a lot of arguments between... Now Sebastian lived with his mum Katie Proudfoot and his dad Chris Proudfoot, but Chris, well, his stepdad Chris Proudfoot, but Chris was away working on the day that Sebastian disappeared, and Sebastian supposedly was at home alone with Katie. Now, Katie apparently was on the phone for 3 hours to Chris, her partner, that evening. A lot of people are poo-pooing that and saying, oh, who's on the phone for 3 hours with their partner? But you have to remember he was working away. He was working away and he'd been working away, you know, quite a time. So I think I've spoken to partners that when I'm away from them many times for 3 hours at a time at least, often just falling asleep with the phone in my hand. So I don't think, you know, it's strange, yes, maybe, but because we don't know really what they normally did Did Katie and Chris, when he was working away, speak for 3 hours? So this happened in Tennessee. Katie says Sebastian went to bed. She heard a bit of a noise, a thud, and she shouted upstairs, go to bed. A lot of people are saying, why didn't she go up and check on him? Well, he's 15 years old. When my son was 15 years old, there's no way that I would have just gone into his room. So, we all have our different views on that, as with everything else, don't we? But anyway, she didn't, and maybe she should have, but she didn't. And then the next morning, this is her story, the next morning when she got up to get him ready for school or to take him to school, he was not there. He disappeared, gone. No idea where he's gone. There's some mysterious footage of some lights outside the house, some door cam footage, which supposed to be, the police have sort of said it was a rubbish truck. Other people are saying, no, that couldn't have been a rubbish truck. It looks more like flashlights. Sebastian supposedly disappeared with a flashlight. No shoes, no phone. He didn't take any of his things with him. So if he did run away, it wasn't a planned runaway by the sound of it. But he had been found before hiding under cars, etc. So maybe he did run away and some harm befell him. At the end of the day, as far as now is concerned, we don't know. So, of course, a lot of problems started then because Sebastian's biological dad, Seths Rogers, there seems to be no love lost really between him, Katie and Chris. So despite a couple of times of trying to do a united front, it's never come off, and it's been mainly sort of slagging each other off, especially Seth doing quite a lot of slagging off of Katie and Chris. Supposedly all have done a lie detector test and all passed. The police have not announced anyone as a suspect or not charged anyone, saying that none of the family so far are suspects. But as of course, they're being very quiet because it's an ongoing investigation. So really, I don't think the police are saying anything at all. So what's happening in the back? Because what happens then. Police don't say anything. We end up with a lot of background noise, don't we? And nobody worse than all the YouTubers. So Seth started it off, really. Seths Rogers, his biological father, because he started appearing on, he was on every YouTube channel you can mention except for mine, I think. And he'd be phoning up. He still goes in the chat, etc. He's been through private detectives. He's been through, he seems to have fallen out with YouTubers that have tried to help him. It's just, it's a shitstorm, this whole case. And in between it all is this young man, Sebastian Rogers, who is still missing. And we are now in August, and he went missing in February, so he's been missing over 6 months. And all the meantime, all the adults are doing arguing. Anyway, and it's become like a YouTube argument as well. So not only a shitstorm, in the meantime, the police must be just sitting back and just watching everything that's going on because they're saying nothing. But in the meantime, all these horrible things, YouTube wars, different creators, some taking Seth's side, some taking Katie and Chris's side, some not taking any sides, like me, because I don't take any sides. I don't know what happened to Sebastian, but I'm not going to say that it was Chris and Katie or that it was Seth. Personally, I don't feel it was anything to do with any of them. Who knows? I just don't know. I don't know. But anyway, one YouTube creator in particular, who I'm going to show you now, who is Bullhorn Betty. Personally, I would call her Bullshit Betty. Let's have a look at her YouTube channel. So let's go. Now I need to come off this and show you a picture of her first. So yeah, if you want to see if you can stand it, I cannot watch her, I'm afraid. Just can't. I've tried several times. Cannot watch her. As I say, bullshit Betty, I would call her. Just says a load of rubbish without having any foundation, any evidence. Having said that, she's there. She's at least reporting on Sebastian, but she's helped to turn it into a shit show because she's been constantly making allegations really against Chris and Katie. So in the end, Katie Proudfoot had enough. Don't blame her. I'm sorry, but don't blame her. It doesn't matter what you think and how true it may be, but you cannot go, stalking people, hanging around their homes, saying that they're murderers, basically, without any evidence. And at the end of the day, if Katie didn't have anything to do with Sebastian's disappearance, she's a mother who has lost her son. And the other thing is, there's another child that goes to that residence as well. Chris's daughter, by his first sort of partnership. Maybe not his first partnership, but anyway, a daughter by previous partnership. She goes to that home. She's a minor. Bullhorn Betty needs to think about that. It's nothing, she's probably scared when all this is going on. So Bullhorn, I would say bullshit Betty, shut up, anyway, she's got to shut up now, because basically what happened was Katie took out an injunction against her. And then on, I think it was yesterday, there was this Sebastian's rescue ride that you can see here that she has filmed. As I say, if you want to go over and watch it, go over and watch it. But I'm not going to play bullshit Betty's videos on my channel. And she went over there, and I presume she went too close to where she's supposed to stay away from Katie. I don't know where it was. Anyway, the upshot of it is she's been arrested. She's actually been arrested. And I can't say I'm sorry that she's been arrested, because she's doing the wrong thing. As I say, going near Katie's home, whether she thinks Katie did something or not, she doesn't know for sure, for a start. And also, you just can't do that. And there's a minor occasionally living in that home who's probably terrified of people stalking them and saying horrible things about her dad and Katie, which may be true, but we don't know that the truth. So, as I say, shut up, Betty. And nobody wants to hear your crap. Well, I certainly don't. Of course, a lot of people do want to hear her crap, because a lot of people watch her videos, which in my opinion is exactly why she does it. Okay, so now I want to show you that she definitely has been arrested, because another YouTuber, just a small YouTuber, actually phoned the police department. So let's have a look at the video he made. Now, I need to tell that most of this video is in waiting for the police to answer. Just like when you phone the police in the UK or anywhere else, you get all these different things to go through.
The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office. If this is an emergency or you need to report a crime, please hang up and dial 911. If you know your party's extension, you may dial it at any time. For reports such as accident, incident, tow-in, etc., or general information, press 0. For assistance with inmate visitation or jail issue, press 1. For a list of Sheriff's Office services, press 2. For a directory of personnel, press 3. For hours of operation, location, and other pre-recorded information, press. Wait while I transfer your call.
Hey, can you transfer me to booking, please?
Montgomery County Jail booking clerk, can I help you?
Hey there, has Andrea got there yet for her bond?
What's the last name?
Griffin.
So Andrea Griffin is Bullshit Betty's real name. So he's clever, this guy, because he's just, and it's bad really on the police because he's just phoned up. He said, has Andrea got there yet? As if he works there, as if he's like the bloody sheriff or something. And the woman just accepts what he says. Strange that, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, she is here, but she does not have a bond with us.
Okay. Andrea Griffin's there?
She is.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. Bye. There you go, folks.
There you go. So that policewoman will probably be in trouble, I would imagine, because, you don't, just giving out information like that probably is not the best thing. Not that it's any harm really to confirm that she is there. So she has been arrested, and she was arrested at this, let's see, not that. I want to show you so it was like a vigil for Sebastian. Now there hasn't been one for a little while. The rescue ride. Let's have a look at somebody telling us about it. So there's been a couple of vigils before, and this was yesterday.
It's been nearly 6 months since 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers disappeared from Sumner County. Today, neighbors came together to honor the missing teen. The 15-year-old vanished in February from his family's home in Hendersonville. The owners of Michaela's Mutt Motel hosted a benefit ride at Fallen Brewery. The acting Sumner County Sheriff says the detective has been working on this case each day since Sebastian disappeared.
So they say they're still working on it. Are they though? Are they? So that was the rescue ride. Apparently not, we watched the last vigil and there were a lot of people there. I think there was about 40 people there and maybe a couple of motorcycles, one of which was Seth himself on the motorbike. Let me have a look at this, show you. This was the poster to announce it. Yeah, Sebastian's rescue ride. So it was nice because apparently Sebastian loved animals, and it was a way of raising money for dogs as well, or for a dog refuge or an animal refuge. Sebastian absolutely loves animals. Join us as we give back to Michaela's Mutt Motel, a veteran-owned and operated dog rescue in Clarksville. $25 donation per rider, which will include a custom t-shirt, bracelet, and a meal following the vigil. Motorcycles and all vehicles welcome. 100% of all proceeds will go to Michaela's Mutt Motel. So that was a ride for two good causes. Yeah. So I think it was a little bit of a let's have a look at that actually. Am I missing something there? No. A little bit of a disappointing turnout, but part of that, I think it's been Seth's fault, because at one point Seth, he sort of went from the sublime to the ridiculous, didn't he? Because at one point he was on all the YouTube channels talking about Sebastian and causing all these fingers to be pointing at Chris and Katie, which maybe I'm not saying that Chris and Katie didn't do anything. What I'm saying is we don't know. We just don't know. So he was doing all that, and then he got a bit sniffy then towards all that when Tony Mathis, Tony the Phony, joined in with him. Suddenly he didn't want these YouTubers like JLR and who was the other one, T-Rev or... having said that, I mean, some of them were saying ridiculous things, but who was the other one? Dolly Vision. Oh my God. I can't listen to any of them, to be honest, but JLR's the only one that I can listen to. That I've gone off him a little bit. He's just so... anyway, never mind. But he's good. He's good at what he does. I've watched lots of JLR's videos, but the others, not so much. Anyway, because a lot of it that they deal with, they're just gossip mongers. Where did it ever become supposedly that women are gossips. So men are the worst gossips. All the YouTube channels that you watch and they're men. They gossip. It's they don't seem to care whether anything's actually rooted in truth or not. It's he said, she said, etc. Just ridiculous. Anyway, yeah. So apart from, of course, bullshit Betty, she's just, well, now it could be. Listen, she could be right. She could be right, and maybe it's good that somebody, but insists, makes a fuss, tries to say that she's bringing attention still, at least to Sebastian. But is it bringing attention to Sebastian? To me, I just want to know what happens to Sebastian, and just constantly criticizing Chris and Katie Proudfoot. When the police actually aren't saying that, does it make it better? Does it make it quicker to finding the solution, or does it make it worse? My own personal opinion is these YouTubers and social media, not only YouTube, TikTok, wherever, who do all these kinds of things where they just talk crap, then they're the one that they are literally going to get closed down, and probably my channel will get closed down as well, because people are so sniffy about social media, but it's because of people like this. It's because of that. If social media stuck to some facts instead of, you do have to follow the official line. There's an investigation going on. What's the police really supposed to do? Come on a press conference and say, yeah, because such and such at the supermarket said it was Katie, so we think we're going to arrest Katie. It's not going to happen, is it? So let the police do their job. Maybe frustrating, because everyone's really frustrated, especially with the Tennessee police, because of the Summer Wells case as well. Same thing happened to her parents. What if one day it comes out it wasn't to do with them? Again, I don't know if it was to do with them. I've sort of got the feeling that my personal opinion, and again, it is only an opinion, is that maybe Summer died by accident. With Sebastian, honestly, I don't think anybody has a clue. I think maybe the police have more of a clue than we know, because they, of course, as always, they've got more information than anyone's got. They won't have told Chris and Katie all the information they've got. They won't have told Seth. They'll have whatever information they've got. They'll have a working hypothesis, and they're just waiting. But until they've got a case, until they've actually got a case that they can present, they cannot arrest anybody, even if they're, 98% certain. They've got to be 100% certain that they can take. If there's a case to answer, they've got to be 100% certain that they can take that case through to trial and to a guilty verdict. You can't just arrest someone on a whim and a prayer, especially because if it is, supposing it was Chris and Kate, it'd be a domestic incident. But then there's Chris's daughter to think about. Is she in danger if something has happened to Sebastian as a result of the family? Well, again, we don't know all the details of what's going there. I don't think she lives there permanently, Chris's daughter, but she comes, to stay sometimes. So, again, some things we just don't know. They're not in the public domain. Their life is not really any of my business, in a way. But of course, it became our business. Chris and Katie both went on a YouTube channel immediately, almost after Sebastian went missing. Of course, Seth's been on lots of YouTube channels, but now he's started his own, and he only really seems to be appearing on that, though he has apparently been seen in the chat of other YouTube channels. I wonder, sometimes I do wonder if Seths, because Seths at one point said the police weren't sharing any information with him. And then, of course, it was probably likely because he was going over all these YouTube channels and, flapping his mouth. And you just can't do that when there's an investigation going on. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to just show you. So Seth and Tony Maroney, they did a protest outside a police station saying, rule Seths out as a person of interest. Well, you can't rule him out as a person of interest because they don't know what's happened to him yet. Can't rule him out as a person of interest until they actually find out what happened to him. It's not rocket science, is it? You can't. So what the police can say, all right, we'll rule him out as a person of interest. We don't know what happened to Sebastian, but just because you all say so, we're going to rule him out because all you people out here say so. Ridiculous. I'm just going to show you a clip from JLR. He's about the only one of those YouTubers that I don't mind showing because, at least he's... What's it going? So, Seths plans a protest.
Out about any of them. It's a bad reflection on the Cold Case Foundation. You got what I'm saying? So that's probably why the Cold Case Foundation might be, unless they're just name dropping them and using them. I don't know. Cold Case is typically a year after a year of no new leads. Yeah, I don't know the criteria of that. But one thing is interesting is Chris McDonough did speak to we played a clip of him just the other day, and he was saying, clear Seths. So maybe they are trying to get him clear because he's like, why can't the police just say, hey, was Seths at his job? And was his vehicle at the job the 25th into the 26th, 6 p.m. to 7 a.m.? Was he there or not? Rogers show. It really has. It really has.
Now,
because everything that Tony Mathis has done in this case has been a complete debacle.
Yeah, JLR does not like Tony Mathis because in the initial stages, JLR was very supportive to Seths. And then Seths really rounded on JLR when this when I look at Tony Mathis, it just sends chills down my spine. But I don't know why. But he does. And so JLR got like a bit of the hump, didn't he?
He's not an experienced PR guy at all. He's just a regular crane guy that wrote bad checks in Oklahoma. Bunch of fraud checks and totally botched the Caleb Harris case, and they just got rid of him. There's an open case in the Caleb Harris case. Tony Mathis kicked rocks because the Harris family don't want him. But now he's aligned with Seths, and I think he has maybe something over Seths or something. Seths in it too deep or what? Or Seths is being misguided or misled. Look on YouTube. Look on YouTube in the last 2 months. And you see for yourself law enforcement out there that was taken to him most likely. Game plan. I mean, vigils are good. Rides are good. I'm not saying nothing's wrong with that, right?
Okay. So just to give you an idea. So there you go. It's all hotting up in Sebastian's case, but nothing to do with Sebastian. This is my whole point of this thing. Everybody's lost sight of Sebastian. Instead of, going off and being arrested, why don't you go and search for him or the things that Sebastian is there somewhere. He's there. So, he needs to be found. Okay. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you really soon in the next video. And until then, may your God go with you.